All right, you're thinking about going for sale by owner, the for sale by owner FSBO. That means you're going to try taking the job of a realtor and selling your property on your own. Are you ready? Let's go to some of the things you are going to need to understand. First of all, let's talk about pricing. You've got to price it correctly. I know what you're thinking. It's 2021. Anybody can sell a house. Just put it on the market and it'll sell. That's absolutely correct. And actually, I have news for you. That is true in any market. You can sell a house on your own without a real estate agent in any market. Now, will you capture the most money ever? Possible? It's unlikely. You know, your house may be worth, you may go on the market, it may be worth 400,000, let's say. You may go on at 425 and it sits there, you wait, and maybe you eventually, months down the road, get 405,000. Whereas a realtor come in with all their bells, whistles, magic wands, maybe listed at 399, 390, and get you 415, 435, 450. That is the kind of stuff that is happening in 2021. Realtors are getting these massive amounts over ask. And it's not even about the pricing, it's about getting the contingencies pulled away. It's a major big deal. You're just not going to be able to get that done if you're for sale by owner. I don't care if you sold one, maybe two, maybe three houses in your lifetime. It's not going to be the same. All right, second thing you need to know is there's a lot of documents, addendums, seller's disclosures, pre-qualification, pre-approvals. They're different. Did you know that? Change in terms addendum, price escalation clause addendum, appraisal addendum. There's just tons of legal paperwork that realtors are trained. Again, you know, you're only going to pay us 2.5%, 3 or 3.5%. As I said in the first bullet point, we're getting 15, 35, 50, 55, sometimes 80 grand over ask. You need to understand the legal documents that are going to make that happen. Next up, negotiating price terms and replies. And that's kind of one of the things I was talking about earlier with these documents is, do you have a price correctly? Are you just going to use this estimate? Okay, that's cool. You'll sell your house. You'll probably get asked, but did you leave money on the table? Probably. Do you know the time frames? How many days is it to get the hand money? Do you even need to get hand money? Who holds the hand money? What is hand money? How much is hand money? Excuse me, a little interruption from my little Frenchie. What's the time frame for inspections? Time frames is another big deal, huge deal. There are trained agents out there that if they're not a top agent, they may even miss the time frames. Again, sorry for the interruption. Next up, and I touched on it a little bit, hand money. And I just got done doing a video on hand money. Do you need hand money? Is it required? How long does it take to get there? Who holds it? Who gives the hand money? What's the amount of hand money? Do you know those answers? If you're for sale by owner, you may not know that answer. And I even said this in my hand money video. When I'm representing a buyer and we go against a for sale by owner, I'm going to say against. We're in a transaction together. However, you're not paying me, so your best interest, Mr. Mrs. for sale by owner, is not my job. So my job is to take advantage of you legally and ethically as much as possible for the one that is paying me. So I will try to get you to accept an offer with no hand money. Believe it or not, I make that happen sometimes. Do you need it? You should definitely hire a realtor. Next up. Oh yeah, so the next two bullet points kind of go together. That is personal items and theft. So if you're letting anybody in your house, just like one big open house, anybody can come through, you have got to be concerned with theft. You've got to be concerned with personal items. You've got to be concerned with damage. When realtors bring buyers through, they are either pre-qualified or pre-approved. More likely than not, this realtor has already shown them houses before. There are some times where you get an internet lead and you may not have shown them a house. It may be the first time, but that realtor is on the hook for any damage or personal item displacement, breakage, or theft. Okay, another good one is to-do list. Anytime I go into a listing appointment, I always ask the sellers, so let me see your honey-do list. What's on your list? And if they don't have one, better believe when by the time I leave, they do have one now. So there's always something that needs done. Oh, the market's so hot, I don't need to repair anything. For every repair you do, that brings more money. Again, you don't have to do anything. If you just want to sell your house for the minimum you can get and just get rid of it, by all means, go ahead and try it. Next thing is, what should I, when it comes to prepping, should I paint the walls? Should I leave the wallpaper up? What are the in-style colors? I always give a consultation to my sellers and show them examples of what the latest colors and trends are if the property needs painted. Not all properties need painted, but we all know there are some out there that definitely need painted. Minimizing your pool of buyers. So whenever you list with a real estate agent, a realtor, you have your property exposed to thousands of eyeballs, maybe even millions. I mean, if you list with on the MLS, most of the time you got to be with a brokerage. It'll permeate its way out to Zillow, realtor.com, all the other brokers' websites, etc. So, and we even do our own websites. Nowadays, our own social media is huge. So if you're not doing social media, you can be missing out there. Talk to any realtor that's hep to social media, and they will tell you they have picked up a buyer, seller, and sold a house from some platform of social media. So if you are going for sale by owner, you could be minimizing your pool of buyers. Oh yeah, this is a good one. So I didn't realize until I made this list. I made a list of all the people that I come in contact with throughout the transaction. I'm gonna have to look at my notes, I'm not gonna lie to you. People you will meet if you get your house under contract and you're going to closing for sale by owner. Agents, lots and lots of buyer agents, lots and lots of buyers. Home inspector, pest inspector, radon inspector, plumber for sewer line camera test. Wait, what's a sewer line camera test? For sale by owner, you should know how to handle that. It's going to probably come up. An appraiser, closing coordinator, transaction manager if the buyer's agent has a team and has a transaction manager, occupancy inspector, dye test dude. Now that may sound sexist by saying dude. I've got to tell you, every dye test, 100% of the dye tests I've ever seen or been involved with was a man. It's probably because it's a very stinky job. So anyway, I digress. Okay, oh man, last bullet point here for under this is low appraisal. What happens if you agree on $100,000 and it appraises at $80,000? Well, once the appraisal's in, it's tough to get that reversed, but good realtors know that if the project or the house is on the edge, let's just say market analysis shows the house is worth 100 and you had 14 offers. Do you know how to handle 14 offers? We have spreadsheets. We know how to handle 14 offers. Well, let's just say you get 14 offers and you accept an offer of 150,000. When that appraiser comes through, should you be there? Should you not be there? Do you know what to say, what not to say? Sometimes not saying something is as important in the appraisal as saying something. A good top realtor knows how to get a house through the appraisal process up front. Once the appraisal's in, forget about it. Yeah, toast. And that's it. I mean, so I'm going to go over the list real quick. For sale by owners, pricing correctly, knowing legal documents, negotiating price, terms, replies, hand money, personal items, timelines, theft, to-do list, latest trends, narrowing your buyer pool by just trying to save a little bit of the agent's fee, which will ultimately, if you lower the buyer pool, it's going to minimize your exposure to the leads, which is going to net you a lower price, and that lower price could have easily been offset by paying a listing agent a measly 2.5%, 3 or 3.5% commission, or professional fee is what I like to call it. Last, people you're going to meet, lots of buyers, buyers agents. If you're lucky to have buyers and buyers agents, that is, home inspector, pest inspector, radon inspector, plumber for the sewer line camera test, appraiser, closing coordinator, transaction manager, occupancy inspector. Sorry, you're gonna meet so many people, I didn't have enough fingers on my hands. And lastly, how to avoid a low appraisal. So for sale by owners, I say go for it. If you want to risk losing profit and pulling your hair out. I've pulled a lot of hair out my time, but I get paid to do that. And by all means, go ahead and try it yourself. Otherwise, I recommend hiring a full-time professional top real estate agent, preferably a realtor.